Welcome back to my channel. Today I filmed this bronze metallic smoky eye look with a more subdued nude matte lip, and I hope you guys like the way this look turned out. I really like it. So if you want to see how I got this bronze smoky look, then please keep watching. Hey guys, so let's get started on this bronzy makeup look. I really want my eyes to be bronze, but I also want it to be pretty simple as I don't want to do a cut crease. I just want it to all blend nicely and look glowy and bronzy. As you can see, I have my brows already done, and I'm just going to prime the eyelids with this NARS Tinted Smudge-Proof eyeshadow base in the shade Light. And I'm just going to blend that in with a Morphe S26 brush. And I find using an eyeshadow base really helps the eyeshadows adhere to the eyelids better. Alright, so we're all primed, and now let's start with the eyeshadows. I actually have this palette here that I got off of eBay. It's called the Beauty Glazed Perfect Mix Eyeshadow Palette. So I've used it before and I really wanted to use it on camera because it's so affordable. I think I paid it altogether like $10 Canadian off of eBay, so I will link that. So I'm going to begin by using the color Camel in the crease. And I'm using a Morphe JH32 blending brush for this. Also guys, don't mind my hair. I actually curled it, and this is my trick for making the curls last longer. I just use those little clips and I keep the front curl just clipped in until I'm done doing my makeup, because I find that the curl settles that way and it comes out really nice. So I'm going to be taking that camel color into the crease as our first blending color. And now I'm going to go in with the shade Cocoa. And I'm going in with a E25 blending brush from Sigma, and I just want to deepen the crease. I'm just going to go back in with that same blending brush and that camel color that we used in the beginning, just to make sure everything is blended out seamlessly. Okay, now on the lid, I'm going to go in with the color Umber. It is a beautiful bronze metallic shade. Whenever I use any glitters or metallic shades, I always like to use a glitter primer as a base. I just find that it helps metallic shades stay on longer and become much more pigmented when you apply them to the lid. So I'm going to be using this NYX glitter primer. Just put a little bit of the NYX glitter primer onto the brush. This is the Morphe JH41 brush. This is one of my favorite brushes for packing on shadows. I'm just going to pack that right along the center of the lid. I'm going to now grab that shade Umber and just apply it directly onto the lid. It is pretty pigmented, and I can see that there are little specks of, looks like a silverish glitter mixed in with the bronze. It's just a really beautiful eyeshadow color. I love this bronzy look. So I'm just going to use this NYX Epic Ink Liner just to line the top part of the lid. Okay, so now I'm just going to use a wet wipe just to clean away all the fallout that we have. The fallout is cleaned away and the eyes are pretty much done, so now let's get started on the face. I'm going to get started by using the E.L.F Cosmetics Poreless Putty Primer. So you're going to just blend that into the skin. I like to put it just in my T-zone area because that's where I have the most pore problems and shine can come. So blend that in right there. Now for foundations. I'm going to be using the Ordinary High Coverage Foundations. So I might be mixing these two shades together, which are 1.2 Y Light and then 2.0 P, which is a light medium. So I did a couple pumps of each just on the back of this little pan. Gonna mix them together. Oh, and I'm using this Luxie Lush 530 flat top kabuki brush. Okay, so the foundation is on, and I really love how this foundation looks. It does really hide a lot of your imperfections, and I just find that for the price, it's an amazing foundation. So now to conceal, I'm going to use the ColourPop No Filter Concealers in the shades Medium Dark 30 and Light 14. So you can see the darker one is more similar to my skin tone, and I'm going to lighten it up a bit with this light color. So now let's blend that all in with the Beauty Blender. Make sure that it's damp because it helps it blend much better. Now to set it, I'm going to use the RCMA No Color Powder for under the eyes. So I'm going to put some of that onto a powder puff and just set my under eyes. Now we're going to quickly set the foundation with this NARS Cosmetics Soft Velvet Pressed Powder. This is in the shade Mountain. I'm going to use this big Morphe and Jaclyn Hill JH01 brush. It's huge, but I love it for setting my foundation. Okay, so now that the foundation is set and we're still baking these under eyes, we are going to bronze. I'm going to use the Morphe JH02 brush. This is another one of my favorite bronzing brushes because it's just huge, and I find that it just makes bronzing up the face super simple. And I'm going to be using this Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Bronzed Amber. You can see I've actually hit pan on it. It has just this beautiful glow to it. It is shimmery, but it's not chunky. It's not a chunky glitter. In the summer when you have a tan, it is amazing. Okay, so we are all bronzed up, and now I'm going to contour, aka highlight my nose with a concealer first. That is why I added more bronzer to my nose, because I want to make sure that the concealer will pop out enough. I'm using that same ColourPop concealer in the shade Light 14, and I'm just putting a little bit on this Zoeva 230 brush. Okay, so now that the concealer is placed there, I'm going to just use a highlighter to highlight what we just concealed. To highlight what we just did on our nose, I'm going to use the Morphe JH42 little brush. I love this one to highlight my nose. I'm going to use this PIXI Glowy Gossamer Duo in Subtle Sunrise, and I'm just going to use this more golden color here. Make sure you get the bridge of your nose as well. I know not everyone likes a nose highlight, but I honestly love it, and I can't do my makeup without it anymore. I'm going to wipe off that translucent powder under the eyes. I'm going to be using this BUXOM Wanderlust Primer-Infused blush in the shade Seychelles. This has been my favorite blush of the month ever since it was sent to me. I've just been only using it. It's so good. Now to add a little bit more of a pop of color, I'm going to be using this NYX Cosmetics Sweet Cheeks blush palette. It is one of my favorite drugstore palettes. I'm just going to be dipping into this terracotta orangey shade. And I just want to place a little bit along the apples of my cheeks, add a little bit more color. Okay, so we are bronzed, we are blushed, and now it is time to highlight. So I'm going to use this PIXI Rose Glow Mist before I highlight my face. This really just helps the highlighter stick onto the face and really meld into the skin better. I'm going to be using that same PIXI palette that we used to highlight the nose, and I'm going to be using that gold color. And I'm just taking it onto this Real Techniques setting brush. This is one of my favorite highlighting brushes I've used for years. I like to start towards that area over there and bring it up. This highlighter is so gorgeous. Okay, so now I want to finish the lower lash line. We're going to smoke it out a bit with those two shades that we used in our crease, which were the Camel and Cocoa colors. So I'm going to start with that lighter camel color and just place it on the lower lash line. And now with the same brush, I'm going to be dipping into that darker cocoa color and just darkening the edges. So now in the waterline, I'm going to be using this ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Stomper. Okay, so now I'm going to be highlighting the inner corners of the eyes with that same PIXI highlighter that we used along the face, and also with this JH41 brush from Morphe. Okay, so now I'm going to be putting on some mascara, and I'm going to be using this ColourPop Volumizing Mascara. This is one of their new mascaras in the shade Black on Black. Okay, so I quickly just popped on these false lashes from eBay that I used in my previous Get Ready With Me video. I will link those down in the description below. And now the final step is the lips. So since it is quite a smoky, bronzy look, I want to stick with something neutral and nude. I think I'm going to keep it matte, even though I have been loving glossy lips, but I'm feeling matte for this look. I'm going to be using this Rimmel London Exaggerate Full Color Lip Liner in the shade Mocha. You can see how just overlining the lips a bit just really makes the lips look fuller. Okay, so we look a little bit crazy with these dark lined lips, but I am going to obviously lighten it up and blend it with this Sephora lip cream in the shade 33. You don't want to see that darker line, but you do want to make sure that the lip liner also gives your lips some depth and dimension. That's why I honestly love using lip liners. They're very underrated in my opinion. Okay guys, so this is the final look. I hope that you like the way it turned out. I like the darker bronze smoky eye with the more light subdued matte lip. Let me know what you guys think below, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. And please don't forget to like and subscribe, as your support really does inspire me to continue making more content. And I really like to know what you guys want to see next, so I can keep creating videos that you want to see. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!